No, I haven't. I've got to plead ignorance on
You've
it.
got to plead ignorance. It's often the best way.
I picked North for the flag and nobody for the cup.
Listen, why don't we get a pin out? And here's
the first one you look at, Tim.
No, just close the eyes and have a stab.
Yeah.
There's no people's horse there.
No, obviously there's no people's horse. You've observed this.
That's right.
Forget the people's horse problem.
Yeah.
Mr. Prudent doesn't hit me as being a people horse.
No.
Victory Smile sounds like something that we'd talk about in the van that's vaguely kind of pornographic. So, Victory Smile.
Victory Smile! What a
Well,
terrific selection. That is a really good tip. And I like the way he did it.
I do too.
Something in the van that was vaguely pornographic.
Yeah.
Just can't go better than that.
There's a phrase, travel thickness, which is a favourite of ours, which refers to long van journeys when we're musing on the beauty of our wives.
Right.
And travel thickness comes into play. So Victory Smile gives me that same sort of rush of immature kind of mirth.
I understand.
Now, you've got a new CD out here, this one here. You've been to America, thrashing, I take it, this record. What parts of America have you just visited?
Pretty much northeast, unfortunately, we were talking about before. A lot of cheese and a lot of water-induced food.
Vegetables. Yes. Now,
did they have any difficulty understanding your speech at all, Tim?
Yeah, well, I actually got pulled up in, I think it was Westchester, or it was a place in North New York State, and I used the C word. And
courage, commitment.
That's right. The commitment.
Victory Smile.
They're not fond of it, are they? No. As Mr. Simmons pointed out before, the repercussions of commitment.
So they're real back in horror.
Well, the bartender took me aside and said, "No, I'm not exactly sure where you're from, sir, but we don't use the C word in this country, and a lot of the ladies here would be very, put out if you use that." And I said, to look him straight in the eye, I said, "Look, mate, I'm from Kalgoorlie, all right, and I learned it from my dad, and my dad still uses it, so, you know."
Did you move on to the Victory Smile then? Maybe suggest, she might have a fabulous Victory Smile.
I had a little phone call Victory Smile with my wife afterwards, so that was all good. All good.
Very good. And, of course, you're off to play the Forum this evening.
Which you're all very much welcome to.
Yes. But if you can get a seat, I understand you've sold it out. Well, you were saying
Andy Kent's working, isn't he? Did he come and say, "Hey, we sold it out"?
He did.
It's terrific.
He did.
Yes, it's really good. Now, you're going to help us out with an email here, and I've got to say that email winners get a chance to select, or, Roy will select them a horse. The best email of the night will select a horse in the Dump Cup, which we run. That's the Tui's new Dump Cup, which will be run on Friday night. 2 lucky people from tonight's emails will select horses, courtesy of Roy, in the Dump Cup. Now, do you have an email there at all that you need?
Has Tim been given an email?
Look, I think it's the top one there, if you can read that one.
All right, here we go. I quote.
Yes.
"Being the month of great racing, it shits me to tears that arseholes can't fill their TAB tickets incorrectly. Is it that freaking hard?"
Well, what an interesting email.
Who sent that in?
Chris 79.
Well, Chris.
Yes.
Chris has sent that in from New South Wales.
Well, it's a fair point. You think it's easy, isn't it, to fill out a TAB form? And if you can't, you just say to the attendant, the teller, "Can you help me here?"
Yes.
And they're most obliging.
Would they have the patience to do that?
No, they wouldn't probably, Tim, no.
Do you believe that this is something we should teach in schools, Tim, as Roy and I do?
Works better than Chaucer for me.
Yes, no, of course it does. And can you see your next CD being how to fill out a TAB form correctly? I mean, rock has got to be didactic. If Gene Simmons taught me anything, rock is about roots and money. And I tell you that an album with that, a CD with that as a title, would get you the money.
Well, it'd sort of stop us posing like, wannabe 72 stones on the front. So, for...
There's nothing wrong with that look. It's going to get back.
There's nothing wrong, but, maybe next year I'll take it and run with it.
Well, look, thanks very much for coming in this evening. We'll allow you to assume the perpendicular. In the meantime, can you briefly thank Tim Rogers, because you'll see him again in a moment. Well, that's tremendous. And now, to conclude the first item of the carnival, the first night of the carnival here on Cup Eve in Melbourne, from Deliverance, we have You Am I, and Who Put the Devil in You? Good luck to Australia. Yes.
That thing in a different style. You can lose some drama out of my mind. If I'm down, just punch me in the teacups. across my chest to keep myself in line. I've wasted years looking for somewhere to hide.